Guys, do you know what happens the day after this episode releases?
He finally comes home.
If by
It's a Maxwell House commercial.
the best part of waking up is the Butter No Parsnips live stream on December 23rd.
It's literally the best part of waking up. And if you sleep until 8 p.m.,
Yeah.
it'll be the first thing you see when you wake
Eastern
up.
Standard Time.
Eastern Daylight
Savings.
Eastern December time.
Bank.
Eastern December time is when it is.
Oh, Eastern December time.
At 8 p.m. at twitch.tv/Butter No Parsnips. We're going to play games. We're going to do a big old crossword. I think we're going to finish the whole thing, frankly.
Definitely. I think
Definitely finish the whole
I think
thing.
100,000 clues. We could probably get that out of the way.
We could bang that out.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's going to be hard to fill the time.
Yeah. Well, what are we going to do in the last 40 minutes?
Well, tune in and find out.
December 23rd, 8 p.m.
Yeah. Twitch.tv/Butter No Parsnips.
Check it out. Here's a question for you two. To be or not to be?
Oh,
To be.
shoot, Seth. Yeah, to
Okay,
be.
sorry. Kyle got the answer first. So, unfortunately, Emily, you are going to be the not to be party today.
All right, bye.
Is this a Shakespeare-related episode we're heading into?
You know what? Believe it or not a single mention of the guy.
Well, hey there. Welcome to Butter No Parsnips. This week on Butter No Parsnips, your hosts Seth Glixman, Emily Moyers, and Kyle Imperator get together for a holly jolly good time with falderall over some funny phonetics. Join them, won't you, as they stuff each other's stockings with etymological expertise.
Cheery Chump, everybody. Cheery Chump.
Cheery Chump.
One and all.
Cheery Chump. Cheery Chump. Cheery Chump.
Oh, Kyle's got to let all the other people in his house know.
Yeah, there's a party.
Jim Bob, and I'm sure the rest have names. Why, if it isn't Kyle Imperator and Emily Moyers and also me, Seth Glixman, here as the Butter No Parsnips gang to celebrate another year of Chump.
Yeah.
Another year, Chump.
Well, let me ask you: Are you two thinking that you're gonna make it onto the Chump Chump chunk dump this year?
I'm really hoping I don't this year. It seems like the past couple years I haven't been able to avoid it.
He said chump, chump, chunk, dunk.
No, chump, chunk, dump.
Clearly. Well, the Chump Chump is, of course, our beloved
Yes,
Holly
yes.
and Jolly.
Yeah.
And we're
Figure.
talking about his
Yeah,
chunk,
you
dunk.
seem a little confused. Maybe I should express what the let me help. So it's what it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
The Chump Chump, being wise and all powerful, drops Shark Chum on and throughout the homes of all the people it deems worthy every day until May of the following year.
Until May.
Yeah, until May.
I forgot
Yeah.
about how long it
but
lasted.
it starts on Chump.
Well, it starts when the Chump Chump kind of decides to do it. The Chump Chump pushes things off a lot.
He's working on it, but
It might not get into it until like January, February, if you're lucky. Sometimes gets to it October, and then you're like, whoa, Chump didn't even begin this
ahead
year.
of the game.
But we should let the listeners in on what we're talking about here. I mean, who doesn't want their house stinking like fish guts for half the year?
We all do.
So, listeners, old and new, Chump is a very special time of year here on Butter No Parsnips that may or may not intentionally align with the religious high holidays. For the most part, it's a holiday like any other. Traditions, gimlets,
Giblets.
a celebration of dictionaries. And that covers all two of the episodes that we've actually celebrated Chump for. To find out more, though, go back to episodes 22 and 72. The Chump Chump, though, is, of course, the mascot and great bringer of festivities for the season.
Yeah.
And to understand the Chump Chump's mysterious ways, you need look no further than the Lexiconicon, the unholy tome of lexical knowledge, which obviously none of you have access to, and I am the sole keeper of.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
I'm just realizing that's probably why you two have never gotten the chunk dump before. I'm the only one with the sacred tome of knowledge necessary to commune with the Chump Chump. You two have never even communed with the Chump Chump before.
I've tried.
Have you?
I did, yeah. Yeah, it was a Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's all
Is where you'd like to begin that story.
It was raining.
I had just eaten a salad. What kind of salad was it?
I noticed my begonias were wilting.
Well, listen, it's the holiday season, and I'm feeling gassy, and so it's only right to open that fabled and forbidden folio and share with you, and you, the audience at home, how you can commune with the Chump Chump and earn your place on the Chump Chump Chunk Dump Lump. The lump being a semi-gelatinous bioorganic vesicle of sorts that the Chump Chump uses to record names. It's lore. That's established. We'll logic it out later. That's fact.
Can't be changed. Wait, where? You pointed to like your stomach. I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, well, because it's like it's under his skin a little bit.
Oh God, there's like a flap.
It's more like, like how pearls come out of oysters.
Oh, it's so much worse.
But all that to say, in true Butter No Parsnips fashion, I'm glad to tell you that just one word will be the key to the door of communication with our holiday friend or foe, completely in the dark on the hell we may have wrought by opening the Lexiconicon. We will commune with the Chump Chump.
Yeah.
Your word is E prime. E-prime. E prime.
E prime. Do I have to say it? Robonic?
Robbonic and rabbinic, yes.
And rabbinic.
Don't do it.
So the first E.
I don't know if you saw it, Emily. He took a breath in and he said, "Let's see what that's like if I do that joke." Not the moment.
No, the Chump Chump will be displeased.
Yeah, who knows what'll be in my dump this year.
Hey, that's between you and your Dr. Kyle.
E prime?
E prime.
I got nowhere to go on this. This sounds like algebra.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, so like prime is like the first, right? The first ever E.
Well, no.
All right. It's prime as in like the first, certainly. But it's talking about like code, like we talked about in the OG Chump episode, which I think was anagrams, right? We were talking about right?
In the n+7 sense.
N+7. This is E minus prime. if we're mathing it out here.
Now, in n+7, N stands for noun. So what does E stand for? And what does prime mean in that context?
E stands for
exclamation.
Esmeralda.
Nothing changes if the word Esmeralda isn't in the thing that you're E primifying. But if Esmeralda's in there, you better believe it's going to change to whatever word is alphabetically immediately before Esmeralda.
Watching The Hunchback of Notre Dame is rough. Would you say M?
I mean, you brought up in the anagrams episode, we talked about N+7.
Yeah, but what did you say the E stood for?
Oh, I was making a joke that it was exclamations.
I mean, that's
the only part of speech I could think of that starts with E.
You are on the right path in terms of the E does stand for something.
E does stand for something. Is it like a linguistic thing that it stands for, or is it
not a linguistic function in the way that you're thinking?
Okay. Do we get a hint?
Well, your hint is math, but that's more of a hint in regards to the second half.
Fine, yeah. We kind of got that.
But don't worry, folks. This isn't a math episode, and thank God. I'm going to do a lot of playing to the camera for this one.
I like it. Does it stand for alphabot, which is like the alphabet but wicked
Alphabot
themed?
Prime.
But auto-tuned. I got nothing, Em. Do you have anything?
I'm hard pressed to think of a linguistic term that starts with E, and I'm sure when you say it, I'll feel a fool.
Oh, you guys are like.
Oh, is it just like English?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Just bingo, bango. You got
Nice. Em.
Emily was just holding on to that one.
Yeah.
That was in Emily's vesicle. Yeah, so it stands for English Prime. Do either of you want to guess what that means?
Is it like N+7, but instead of changing nouns, it changes languages?
I mean, Kyle, you know what? I'm going to tell you. You're about as close as you can get. Emily, do you want to try to sharpen it? Why try, you know?
No. Nope. We'll take the near win.
Yeah, that's a near win if I've ever heard one, because it's true. The only way you were going to get this is if, one, you already knew it, or two, you were in some sort of beautiful mind scenario where you could call on the whole of your knowledge in like a minute and a half and then come to the right conclusion. But E prime is defined by D. David Borland Jr. as English without the verb to be. Before we get into what that means, let me just explain the word itself. This is technically, like you guys figured out, an abbreviation of English prime, which comes with a little bit of mathematical jargon. Now, the prime you guys were talking about in terms of the first, that is not this prime. This prime is used in mathematical notation for derivatives. It's basically like a little apostrophe without the personality, and it denotes the derivative of a function. So when you attach it to the E or English, it is a derivative of English.
Remind me how derivatives work in math.
Oh, you don't even need to know that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know how derivatives work in math, and thank God. but basically, the smashing of these two ideas is essentially this is a derivative of English. It's not a new language.
Gotcha.
It is just English in a different way. And it can be written as just a capital E with that mark to the right or to the top, like a diacritical.
Sure. Interesting.
So it's a derivative of English. Now, there's an important reason as to why the Chump Chump uses this mysterious tongue, but we'll get into that later. Right now, you're probably thinking, oof, to be? Is that what we're doing today? And let me tell you, I'm not really sure. And I'm going to invite anybody right now who's listening to just sound off in the comments all about how wrong I am about some of this stuff, because let me tell you, we're going to get real deep in the weeds, and I hate it. So Edom Online hails be, as in being, as the most irregular verb in modern English and the most common. If you go to the OED entry for be, you are welcomed by a web page 1.5 miles long, which outlines the absolutely epic journey of how the modern be came to be. So, let me try to do this in the most I want to respect the audience's desire for this information, while also respecting the actual geniuses who researched it, by asking you two, what are all the forms of the modern be, to be?
Am, are, is, be, been,
Was,
were,
being.
You got it. Yes, you got it. I am running. He is running. We are all running from the Chump Chump. I was caught. He was caught. We were all caught by the Chump Chump. We are being consumed whole by the Chump Chump. We have been digested by the Chump Chump.
This is the Chump Chump. It's like the night before Christmas, but it's Chump version.
Yeah, it's like a turkey trot.
Yeah.
With steaks. Now, get ready for this, because someone needs to be, and it's not going to be me. The OED traces these words back to 3 separate roots.
That makes sense because they're so different.
They're very different.
Sure.
Now, there's a lot of travel through Old English, Proto-Germanic, etc. And if you really want a fully satisfying explanation of that, you should go to the OED. For our sake today, I'm just going to bring you straight to the Proto-Indo-European PIE. pie. Am, is, and maybe also are go back to the PIE, S for to be. We can see this root in words like essence or interest.
Oh.
And even the word yes, which literally in Old English comes from so be it.
That makes sense. So be it.
Right? Be, being, and been, on the other hand, all extend from the PIE bleh, for to become or grow, as well as build and bound. The word phylum ultimately comes from that root.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you can say it's a weird thing that you're like, yeah, that does make sense for some reason. Was and were come from the Indo-European wes, which originally meant to remain, dwell, or stay the night.
As
I
in,
can see
like,
that
you
too.
were, is because it's past. You were living in being in the past.
Yeah, I mean, as with anything PIE, you can just, it's just sort of like all extrapolation where you're sort of being like, well, you can see how to remain, to have dwelled, to have stayed the night can kind of extend to this was and were. And then be and being has a more present sense. You know, it's language is crazy.
It's like our species evolved from babies into adults, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Like kind of just babbling and then the babble stuck.
I do have such firmly held beliefs about what you just said. In agreement.
Oh, okay, good.
At what point do you think we hit our senile era as a species? Are we there?
No, I feel like I feel like historically we're teenagers right now.
Teens.
Really?
Makes sense.
Yeah. Like we're so ironic.
I guess. I feel like we could also say we're in our midlife crisis.
Sure, because, well, why wouldn't we be? Just look around, folks. Okay.
Can you believe this guy?
Most peculiar, which I alluded to a moment ago, is that the present tense are may actually descend from an entirely different fourth ancestor.
Wow.
The PIE, air, meaning to rise or arise, to set in motion or to come into being. So we've got all these forms. What about its functions? I mean, what's to be doing in a sentence like, we were waiting to be devoured whole by the Chump Chump?
Honestly, I don't even know.
It's a helping verb.
Right? You got some helping going on there. What is it helping? What is it helping, Emily?
The other
We were waiting
verb.
to be devoured whole by the Chump Chump.
Like you could say we waited, but we like to give it this sort of like ongoing sense. And so we add to be because it gives the impression of like a state of being.
Yeah. The progressive aspect,
Yeah.
but then the past progressive.
Yeah.
And you know what? In regards to all of this, paging Ellen Joven, am I right? Am I right? I wish I were right because there's so much here that I can't do.
That's fair.
I can't do this because there's actually an incredibly sexy part of all of this that I'm leaving out. And believe it or not, it has nothing to do with that original stay the night meaning. No, in fact, it has everything to do with copulation.
Whoa.
Kind of. You see, copulation has two definitions. One being sex.
Hey.
But that's the boring stuff, if you'd believe it.
He just stops there.
It can also mean the act of coupling or joining.
Oh, copule.
And it's from this definition that we get copula. No, Kyle, not a vampire who protects and serves, but
I
a
did
word.
Write that
you
film. Yeah.
You
I
did
did write that.
You did write that film.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it picked up.
You know, it was because the tagline was "All deaths matter."
Yeah, that's good.
It's rough. Should have
Blue
been
Bloods was right there.
AVAB.
No, but it actually refers to a word or phrase that links the subject of a sentence to a subject complement. In English, the most significant of these verbs is to be. Kyle is primed for the chump chump chunk dump. What is Kyle? He is primed. Emily was hesitant about Seth's tentative attachment to reality. What was Emily? She was hesitant. I am lathered in a honey glaze for the chump chump's delight. What am I? I am lathered. And I am. As it pertains to E prime, the copula always refers to the verb to be. And to return to that question earlier about what are to be's functions, there are many. One function I should mention before we get into these copular functions is, Emily, what you were talking about before, the auxiliary to be, which we see twice in that we were waiting to be devoured example. Were here does not link, it helps. It supports the participle waiting to create the progressive aspect. And the infinitive to be helps by marking the passive voice of devoured.
It's like instead of having tenses for every, like different tenses for every verb, we were just like, we can just flavor them.
Yeah, that's like essentially exactly it when it comes to English. Like we don't have a lot of tenses in English that other languages might. Yeah. And that's also how a lot of those forms of to be wind up getting to our modern to be, because they basically accounted for a tense that we didn't. And so we said, well, we'll take that. And we'll take that and we'll just put that here, and that works. And that's a process called suppletion, which is where we supply for a lack of something in our grammar.
Interesting.
A lot of irregular verbs and adjectives come from that.
Sure.
Go is also a very fraught word.
Yeah.
But let's dig into these copular uses. I'm going to read you a sentence, and you tell me what you think to be is doing.
Got it.
Yeah.
The chump chump is the creature everyone fears during winter.
It's a regular verb there.
We're going to go even more specific. What is it actually doing between the subject and the subject complement?
Yeah, I mean, it's telling us the state of Chump Chump.
It is like equating.
Is creature.
Equating is good. And yes, Kyle, it is saying it is creature. This is the identity copula. This is basically saying the chump chump is the creature is the chump chump. This is when the subject and the complement refer to the same specific thing. Ready for the next one?
Yes.
The chump chump is a winter demon.
So because it has the indefinite article a rather than the definite article the, it's not equating, it is like specifying, like it's only describing the chump chump, but it's not describing.
You're like right there, right? Because the chump chump is a winter demon, but a winter demon is not always the chump chump, right?
Yeah.
This is a class membership copula. This is when the subject is a member of a larger group, because there's a ton of winter demons. Krampus looking at you, trying to get you on the pod, bro.
Yeah. Come on, you won't do it.
You won't do it.
You won't do it.
He won't do it. We keep
Krampus
asking.
is my Ben Shapiro. Debate me, Krampus. All right, so that's class membership. I'm going to give you another one. A winter demon is just one of the many spirits unleashed by the Lexiconicon.
I mean, this is saying that it's like a type falling into a category, right?
You literally got it. You got it, Kyle. So class membership, which is the one we just did, is a specific thing falling into a category. Class inclusion is a category falling into a larger category. You got it. That was good. Nice. Next one. The chump chump is exhausted after its midnight rampage.
This is describing like a state of being.
Kyle, you got it. This is predication. This describes a temporary or permanent property of the subject. Next one. The chump chump is all the Lexiconicon's doing.
Oh,
is it possessive?
Kyle, unbelievable. Yes, it is possessive. This is the ownership when the subject is linked to a possessive complement. It is all the Lexiconicon's doing. Next one. The chump chump is in the Yukon somewhere.
Well, this is just a true statement.
Oh, these are all true statements.
I mean, currently, you know.
I think that's just where the Chump Chump is.
Oh, does he live in the Yukon?
Yeah. Like Linger, you know, he's Summers.
Are the potatoes related to him in any way? Or
Not at all.
That's
Not at all.
Or
Loves
fortunate.
them. Big fan of those
Loves them.
patats, is what he calls them.
He calls them patats?
Yeah, spells it P-O-T-A-T, though.
Yeah. Oh, that's... I see. Yeah.
It's
okay.
weird. It's a weird thing.
'Cause it
It's a
could be
weird. He's an
potato.
idiosyncratic kind of thing. So the Chump Chump is in the Yukon somewhere.
That is like is the verb. In the Yukon is modifying is.
I mean, you're right, but how is it modifying it? Specifically, what is it telling you?
Where that he is.
You got it. You got it. It's just location. This is the
Oh, it's
complement
okay.
expresses spatial location.
Okay.
Whereas the Chump Chump is in the Yukon somewhere. Now, there's one more use of to be that falls outside of the copular use and auxiliary use, and that's the existent to be. Do you want to give what that means a shot without an example first, or straight to an example?
Is that like, I think, therefore I am?
So that is actually an existential to be. To be or not to be
Yeah.
falls within that paradigm
Right.
of like using the phrase sort of to mean existence. But this is existent.
Is it just I am? Like the chump is?
Not quite. Let me give you an example. There is a dark shadow cast upon all the people of the world when the Chump Chump makes itself known.
This is a thing that I've almost brought up on the podcast a million times, but I can't find a good way to do it. When you have a dummy pronoun.
You got it!
Yeah.
Yes, the dummy subject, which is there.
Yeah.
There is almost always exclusively used
Dummy subject.
with is as an existent to be. So there is someone at the door.
It is raining.
It is raining. There's nothing to see here. Like all of that is pointing to this sort of...
Yeah. There doesn't mean anything. The it in it is raining. There is no it.
Exactly.
Well, the it is chump. I'm just assuming that whenever we're saying there and it in sentences,
Chump Chump.
it's the chump chump.
Well, now you're living my life, buddy. And all of this is to say nothing of the double copula, which I made a very subtle reference to in episode 165, Scribal Error. That's when you have a sentence like, what this is insubordination.
Yeah.
This is also more simply known as the double is. So it's a clause ending in is acting like a subject in a sentence using the copula.
Yeah.
What this is your clause, and then is insubordination. That's your to be. So how are you two feeling about the verb to be?
Spiteful.
I feel like
Spiteful is correct. Spiteful is correct. Spiteful.
mournful.
Mournful.
Yeah.
Less correct, Kyle. I'm sorry. Looks like
Oh.
you're switching back to the not to be line.
We'll see where we land at the end of the
That might
episode.
be good though, based on.
Well, no, this is different than the chum dunk list.
Oh, I'm still on the chump. The chunk dump.
wait, so it is chunk dump, even though it involves
chunk
chum.
dump. It's
Yeah.
chunks of chum. Yeah.
Yeah, however, you can shorten it to chump, chump, chump. Just if you want something easier.
Is there a chunk dunk?
Yeah, but that's a basketball nonprofit that he runs.
We do that, like, the 6 months out from Chump, they do this big charity event.
They have a telethon.
Chunk
and-
dump, yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually, you use the shark chum that he drops all throughout your house in the chunk dump. You throw
Of
it, if you
course.
get it in the 3-point line, all of it. Guys, check it out. You're going to love it this year. We got LeBron James coming.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah. The 6'7" kid's going to be in the audience.
The 6'7" kid.
But hey, listen, that's great. That's great. You know why that's great?
Because we're going to get rid of it.
Get rid of it. You gotta get rid of it, Emily. Forget about it. Emily, forget about it. I mean it. To be? I'm afraid not. I'm
That's
afraid not. Because now I need to truly introduce you to philosopher of semantics, Alfred Korzybski. Yeah, sure, right? What
Is
do we
he
do?
here?
We don't know. Is he important? I don't know.
You
You just
know?
gotta set his name in a bunch of
Yeah,
modifiers. Maybe that's a good thing. Do you know what semantics is?
It's what words mean.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yes. So semantics in a larger context is the study of linguistic meaning. And I think For my own sake, I can stop there, because while semantics is what's fundamentally at the heart of E prime, it's not necessary that we lay people develop a firm understanding of the philosophy of meaning in language to understand the exclusion of to be in English. So basically, we're going to learn semantics by osmosis.
And frankly, to get any more detailed than this would be semantic.
Oh my God.
Plotting myself.
So first arriving on the scene with such monikers as human engineering and humanology, Count Alfred Korzybski established what's called general semantics in 1933 in his book Science and Sanity.
He's a count?
Apparently he's a count, and I did learn that like halfway through and just was like, I gotta put that in there.
Definitely gotta put that in there. Now he sounds more like a copula in the vampire sense.
Now, given those working titles, it's actually kind of weird that he settled on general semantics, because it shouldn't be thought of as semantics in general. It's an entire school of thought unto itself, and one that sometimes dabbles in pseudoscience. So it's like weird that we call it general semantics.
Humanology is great.
Humanology works. Human engineering, not so good.
No,
that sounds bad.
Has bad associations.
Yeah. Nevertheless, the best way I can introduce you to the thought processes behind Korzybski's work is with his famous motto, "The map is not the territory." Either of you schmoes want to take a try at this?
This feels very like, I was just looking at that artist. Who's that artist that did the This Is Not a Pipe?
Ceci n'est pas un pipe. That's what it is. Yes, René Magritte. Kyle. Yes, The Treachery of Images. This is not a pipe. A painting of a pipe, which itself is not a pipe, right?
It's a painting.
It's a painting. This actually came a few years before Korzybski's sort of seminal work, but there was a sort of movement of thought in this direction of sort of understanding semantic value of things. The Chump Chump is not the Chump Chump, but rather it is what we call the Chump Chump.
Oh, yeah. This is like Alice in Wonderland. Through Looking Glass, there's a whole thing about, what do you call yourself? And it's like, well, it's not what I call myself. It's my name. I call myself this, but my name is this. And I was like, all right, well, what do you call your name? And it's like, well, I call my name this, but I call myself this. It's like a whole part.
You're 100% correct, Kyle. What you just talked about was a part of this movement of thought.
Love it.
Like it all bakes into this. So these words, like the painting of the pipe, are linguistic symbols. And these linguistic symbols are gleaned from two flawed systems in Korzybski's view. Yes. So do you have any clue what those two flawed systems are?
Are we talking about linguistic systems?
You got one.
Okay, linguistic systems.
Language, yeah. And what might be the other flawed system that we are using to glean meaning from the world?
Just philosophy?
Or like perception?
Perception from where?
Oh, like cognition? Like
your brain. Yeah. So the two flawed systems are your brain and language, each of which can only perceive the world through abstraction. You and I cannot fundamentally understand a dog to the subatomic space-time level. We can perceive a dog, we can define that dog by our perception, and we can use language to communicate that perception. But our words and perception will never speak to nor fully comprehend the essence of a dog.
You ever hear people say, like, we have no way to know that when we both look at a color and say that is red?
It's literally exactly that.
We have no way to know if we're looking at the same color.
It is exactly that. Oh my God. It's exactly that. And honestly, don't let me forget that you said that. Okay? Okay? Don't let me forget.
I'll never let you forget. When I'm right, I never let anybody forget.
So not only are our brains limited in this physical scope of mere visual perception, like color, but we also have emotional biases, pattern-seeking behavior, and we rely on our own memory to recall those perceptions. Go to episode 163, Blemmies with Monstrum Obscura, to hear more about how far that'll get you in life. So, think. Territory, the original thing in its complete and untranslated essence. Perception, your observation of the thing, translated non-verbally in your brain through your experience of the thing. Semantic abstraction, what you call the thing, whether it's a dog, furry, etc. And then the map, your full verbal description of the thing. Thus, the map is not the territory. A good line I read on this was from Wikipedia, which was, language can be used to describe the taste of an orange, but one cannot give the taste of an orange using language alone.
Yeah. I read a book on like the natural history of the senses or something like that. And it discusses the language that we use to describe the senses. And I've probably brought this up on the podcast before, but it's the section on smell is so fascinating because we can't describe, the only way to describe a smell to somebody is to be like, it smells like a thing that I think it smells like, that someone else might not think it smells like. It's like, how do you describe this?
Yes, because like crazy. Cheese, right? Cheese smells awful. If you smelled cheese for the first time today, you'd be like, that smells awful.
Yes,
but because we wind up eating cheese and then we wind up like internalizing that smell and that tastes differently, we're like, well, that smells like cheese and it smells good because it's cheese. But if I smelled that coming out of a shoe, that would smell awful.
Bad. Just bad. Yeah.
Yeah. This is all considered non-Aristotelianism, in contrast to Aristotle's belief that a true definition gives the essence of a thing. You can't have that. You can't have a true definition. You can't have an essence of the thing because we can't experience that.
Yeah.
Korzybski basically admits that no definition is complete, final, or beyond revision. There is no essence. There is no quiddity, episode 111. This leads him to have a great respect, although never full faith, for mathematics as a reliable, logical language to interrogate the abstractions we assume, and to utilize the scientific method to unpack and undo those assumptions. There's a whole world of general semantics far beyond what we're doing today.
Listen, I want to get into it, man.
Well, let me tell you about how you can, Kyle. Because Korzybski eventually founds the Institute of General Semantics, and the principles therein go to influence authors Robert A. Heinlein, Robert Anton Wilson, Frank Herbert, and William S. Burroughs, media theorist Neil Postman, and even therapeutic practices ranging from those utilized on battle-fatigued service members of World War II to the founders of Gestalt therapy.
Wow.
And obviously you can see like how it leaks into all of that because there's this sort of admission of your role as someone who cannot know, you know? And so you have to like embrace all of this sort of empirical thought and putting all these things together. But also you can sort of see how it definitely becomes pseudoscience pretty fast.
Absolutely.
You know?
So quickly.
But now I have to ask you, how do you think this all plays into E prime?
Forgot about that. Gotta be honest.
Well, so is this a kind of philosophy similar to simplified spelling, where it's like, you know, we can know what we mean without all these helping words and copulators?
It is not necessarily the idea of removing this gets rid of this sort of clutter, right? It is more like removing this will improve what is left. So everything else gets better. Think more fundamentally, how does to be relate to what we've just been talking about?
That we don't know if it is. So we can't say it.
Oh my God, Kyle, you know what this is like? This is like when you're at the carnival and you got those little water guns and you got to shoot right in the hole for like 30 seconds. And like it's that what you just like, you dead on and you never like get out. Yeah.
I'm good at urinals.
Like the best. The best. Yes, Kyle, you got it. Like being that essence is not something we can actually ascertain through our limited capacities of neurology and linguistics. The claim that something is something, the identity or predicative to be functions, is moot. You can't have that. Korzybski believed in levels of abstraction, and in engaging with identity and predicative to be functions, you were reserving a lower level of abstraction, labels essentially, for something which demanded a higher level of abstraction, memory, imagination, language, self-consciousness. There's a lot of I see it on Emily's face. Emily's like, oh boy.
You're losing me.
So they just like don't use language to describe things? How do you talk? How do you?
Oh my God. I know.
How do you do anything?
Because like literally, I was like, I'm gonna do a silly fun thing. I'm gonna write this outline in E prime, and then I was like, oh no, 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 no.
Nope.
So there's a lot of complicated theory between this and where we're about to go, because this also assumes that you, a normal person, must know what deserves a higher and lower level of abstraction. And indeed, Korzybski defines a genius by their ability to readily translate higher order to lower order abstraction, and vice versa. But in some, and very vaguely, it basically stems from a structural knowledge of the thing itself. Not essential knowledge, though. So the more you know of a thing, the more it deserves a higher level of abstraction. So if you do know a dog on its subatomic level, you should be able to convey that you know a dog on a subatomic level.
By allowing yourself to use the verb to be.
So.
You would think, Emily.
You would think. Korzybski only had those criticisms of to be in regards to lower and higher level abstraction. He just wasn't with the idea of reducing things to lower terms. And it's not until a student of his, someone I mentioned earlier at the definition, D. David Borland Jr., decides to extrapolate from those criticisms to invent E prime.
I mean, that honestly is a lot. There's a lot in there that deals with catachresis, which we talked about on a previous episode, of like calling things a thing because we need a label for it. But it's not actually that thing because the words don't exist, right?
It's a little different because Korzybski doesn't think that when to be is absent, there is no word for what needs to be said. Korzybski thinks that there are better words.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll get into it in a second. Borland introduced the world to E prime in 1965 in an essay titled A Linguistic Note, Writing in E prime. Borland saw E prime as a way of putting into practice the philosophy of general semantics. In rejecting to be, E prime rejects identity, certainty, and the idea that things do not change, which obviously they do. He believed that to be allows even the most ignorant to transform their opinions magically into godlike pronouncements on the nature of things. So do you see how like to be in their philosophy winds up being a sort of chains that you're putting over the subject of your sentence. You're sort of saying, if this is something, then it can't be something else, essentially. So, is Kyle a stinky fool? No. Kyle smells like a rotten corpse and behaves like a chimp. That's no mere stinky fool. But in saying that in a way that says, this is how he smells and this is how he behaves, I'm implying that he can behave another way and he can smell another way.
So it's all through perception. It's all comparing
you got
to other things.
Kyle's really locked in on general semantics.
No, I'm getting it too. I feel like it is better to like limit things to the present tense and describe things more precisely than to label things.
Yeah. No.
In perpetuity.
Absolutely. Yeah. And admittedly, it isn't necessarily you can say Kyle smelled like a rotting corpse and behaved like a chimp, but that would be to imply that Kyle's not currently behaving like a chimp.
Right, but you could also contain it to the present tense.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
And not imply that it is future definite.
100%. 100%. So in stating that about Kyle, I'm conveying the principle of the to be statement without judgment, without permanence, and without simple labels. This is higher level abstraction. There is no definition which captures essence, and so everything must be qualified in speech. And in this way, Borland takes pride in knowing that to remove to be is not simply editing out a few words, it's a translation. How do you two feel about that word, translation, in this context?
I think that is right. It would require the same level of cognition to rethink the way that you speak.
Yes, and that's a big part of it, is the idea of changing your cognition. This is where the principles of semantics in general come out to play a little more. Borland and many of E prime's advocates make the claim in so many ways that by putting your language through a filter of E prime, you're basically training your brain in non-Aristotelian thought. You're forcing your words to shed the assumptions of identity and labels. Kyle has the potential not to be a stinky fool in E prime. In standard English, it's his fate. It is what is to be.
Yeah.
You chose it. You chose it. Borland's E prime goes a lot further than Korzybski's passing ire for the identity and predicative to be functions. Borland gets rid of all of to be. Copula, auxiliary, existent, all of it. So now, let's go through all those functions from before and make them E prime friendly.
Oh, God.
Kyle, the identity copula says the Chump Chump is the creature everyone fears during the winter. How can we bring that to a higher level of abstraction, Kyle?
In the winter, the Chump Chump causes everyone to be...
Nope.
I'm sorry. Causes everyone fear.
Sure. Nice. Cool.
Wait, yeah? Just because it removes the be?
Yeah. The to is only for infinitive forms. So it doesn't, like, it can be in front of any verb.
Yeah, you could say causes the people to fear.
You did it, Kyle.
What can I say?
Now, Emily,
I believe it.
Emily, class membership copula. The Chump Chump is a winter demon.
The Chump Chump is categorized among... No, I said is.
Is.
We categorize the Chump Chump among winter demons.
That's great, Em. That's really good.
Emily!
That's really good.
You just nailed one big part of E prime right there. You're always sort of admitting to your role in the statement.
Yeah, you're owning it.
Yeah. Just as well, you could have said, many storytellers describe the Chump Chump as a winter demon. You're always talking about things in relation. You know, you're always sort of putting things in a place that does not assume concreteness, you know? Class inclusion, copula. A winter demon is just one of the many spirits unleashed by the Lexiconicon.
Can I say has? I can say has, right?
You can say has.
The Lexiconicon has the potential to release the Chump Chump.
Sure, absolutely. We're getting to the point of how this language winds up changing how you perceive the thing. There's always there's an active role, right?
It's weird because I find myself thinking this way naturally more and more as we're writing the episode outlines, because a lot of times it's so unclear what the facts are about something, and I'm not trying to insinuate that we have a concrete definition or that I know what the concrete definition is, even if it is out there. So sometimes I'll just be modifying my language to be like, we consider this to be an option, you know, we don't know, but we think that.
It's interesting you're saying that, because that is both a pro and a con to E prime, because you're pointing to the fact that it allows you to basically say, the fact is we don't know the facts, right? Like the fact is that we need to rely on reports. We need to rely on what people are saying. The con of that is it allows people to be very dicey with their claims.
Yeah, it allows for equivocating.
Yes, because you basically can be like, well, people are saying.
Yeah.
You know,
well, you can't say are saying. People
People say that this is very good, Emily.
It's very political. It's very disinformational.
Yes. And it's actually, that is another thing that people have basically sort of criticized it for. What about predication? The Chump Chump is exhausted after its midnight rampage. This is difficult because you want to describe a quality of the Chump Chump, but you can't say is. You can't say being.
You could flip it and say, the Chump Chump's midnight rampage has exhausted it.
Yeah. Perfect.
And you make the midnight rampage the subject.
Yeah. You got it. So ownership, the Chump Chump is all the Lexiconicon's doing.
The Lexiconicon bears responsibility in the Chump Chump.
Yo.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
Kyle, absolutely. Perfect. That's perfect. Yes. All right. Location. The Chump Chump is in the Yukon somewhere.
The Chump Chump resides in the Yukon somewhere.
You got it!
The Chump Chump has been vacationing.
Not has been seen. Can't has been seen.
Oh, he can't. The Chump Chump has vacationed. No.
Yes. Yeah.
People have caught the Chump Chump.
People have cut the toe off the Chump Chump.
People have been mauled by the Chump Chump. No, wait.
Don't you understand what's happening in the Yukon?
Where is the Yukon?
It's over there. It's way over there. Here's where it all gets tricky, though. All forms of to be include the auxiliary. So we were waiting to be devoured whole by the Chump Chump. Emily, I think you kind of fixed this yourself earlier.
We waited for the Chump Chump to devour us whole.
You got it. Excellent.
That's how like other languages do it. Like I remember when I was learning Italian, everybody always wanted to say like, well, how do I say we are going? And it's like, you just say we go.
We go.
You don't bother with the auxiliary.
And that's how the Italians do it. Yeah. We go.
We go.
We go.
Now for a little nitty gritty, of course, there is plenty of real objection to the value of writing in E prime. For instance, I could say something like, Stinky Kyle behaves foolishly. E prime friendly, but still making an identity statement about Kyle being stinky.
Yeah.
And less directly too. So there's ample room for covert, concrete judgments in there. Additionally, any argument about E prime making you a better writer is really out the window when you consider E prime is more of a tool. And you can either become a master of the tool or use the tool to become a master. It's, you don't.
Yeah.
Some people are not going to be good at it. Some people are going to be really good at it. Some people are going to have their writing improved because they had a new way of thinking about it, so on and so forth. More interesting than the haters is a discovery by the founder of the rational emotive behavior therapy, Albert Ellis. He found that utilizing E prime in his practice encouraged framing experiences as temporary and instilled a sense of agency by specifying the subject of statements. And he wrote a book on this practice in E prime.
Beautiful.
In another feat of E prime, Dr. David F. Moss rewrote the Bible in E prime.
Oh.
God saw that the light appeared good, and God separated the light from darkness.
Every time we come across like a constrained way of writing, somebody did the Bible with it.
I guess it's, I don't know if it's fun or if it's evangelism. And you know what? Maybe it can be both. I don't know.
It's interesting because I feel like so much of religious language revolves around making these concrete statements of things being and how things were.
Literally, like the word is God. It's like the opening.
Yeah.
Literally, the idea of God is good is out the window. Like, how do you reframe that in a way that still has the same impact? You can't, because instilled in E prime is the idea that maybe he isn't good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything.
No,
all right.
We're talking about linguistics.
This is like theory stuff.
Semantics.
You guys just wait till Seth gets his second camera set up, and then we're gonna have some full cutaways in the middle of episodes.
I'll be over here. And I go, these guys, I don't even know them. That's a bit that I'm going to do for when I have a second camera. I don't know what the bit was exactly. Kind of still waiting it out. It's going in the vesicle. Borland himself would go on to write plenty on and in E prime, with 3 anthologies on the practice. One in 1991, To Be or Not, an E prime anthology. Another in 1994, More E prime, To Be or Not 2. And then the last in 1997, just E prime 3, a 3rd anthology, which feels like a missed opportunity, but I don't know what he would have done.
Well, he could have did To Be or Not To, period.
3.
B?
Oh.
Question?
Oh, yeah, no, I was thinking to be. Like,
to be,
That's good.
And of course, we now use this mysterious tongue to commune with the Chump Chump.
That's right.
Because the Chump Chump can't be pinned down, or in E prime, if you will. The Chump Chump exists across multi-dimensional planes, unknowable to the human mind. We long for its judgment, and we pine for its presence. And now you folks at home can do the same. Once you've got the Chump Chump in front of you, though, It's all about saying the right things, and that's like a whole separate episode.
That is.
I'm not going to lie to you.
That's it. We're going to do a Chump Chump etiquette episode. It'll be a Patreon episode, so you're going to have to.
You better subscribe.
If you want to get in good with the Chump Chump, you'll have to pay us.
Yeah, we'll need some of that chump change. Am I right?
Chump change!
Am I right?
And that's all it costs to get a Patreon subscription for
really,
Butter No
honestly,
Parsnips.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's
chump change.
It's Chump change.
But hey, what do you two say to cozying up by the fire and playing a little game?
Let's do it.
Giblets!
Giblets! As you can imagine, this isn't the only time someone's tried to use English to their own end. In fact, there are several other types of English floating around out there, but none so precious as to be chosen by the Chump Chump, which, for the record, I should say, for the lore of it all, E prime is invented in 1965, but it's more like Borland discovered what the Chump Chump had been doing all along.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
of course.
You get what I agree? We're all on the same page about this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyway, I'm going to give you the names of some English variants, and then, multiple choice style, you'll have to choose what those variants did. Ready?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your first English variant is learning English or special English. A. Was it developed by Voice of America as a confined lexicon with a slower speed of delivery and smaller sentences used to promote international learning? B. Was it developed by Teach for America as a multi-tiered form of English with specific benchmarks used to simplify teacher integration into classrooms? Or C. Was it developed by E.E. Cummings as a way of formalizing his modernist approach to poetry and language?
I mean, I'm drawn to the E.E. Cummings one because I love his poetry.
Do you? Do you really?
I really like imagist poetry. I
didn't know. Maybe I did
know.
know that. Maybe you brought that up in Flarf.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kyle, what are you feeling?
B.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to say that for all my answers, just because it's technically the wrong answer.
I actually think it's A.
Emily, you got it.
God damn it.
Developed by Voice of America. Voice of America is a nonprofit radio organization. I say nonprofit. It's a government-funded radio organization here in America. We actually shut it down, but it was basically a mouthpiece for American values the world over, and they used this learning English or special English, which was slower, simpler sentences so that non-English speakers could start to pick up. Next up, basic English. Is this A, a constrained form of English which eliminates all words over 5 letters in length, preferring shorter synonyms for those eliminated? A proposed international auxiliary language with a core 850 words in its vocabulary? Or C, a mock form of English that removes articles and linking verbs presented to assimilate English to Russian grammatical structures?
Oh, that's very specific.
Those all sound so reasonable.
I think my gut says B again.
I'm also finding myself drawn to A again, but I will say C.
Kyle, you got it.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, so Basic English is actually a backronym for British, American, Scientific, International, and Commercial English.
I feel like I've come across this before.
You might have. The guy basically introduced it as a way of getting English to be the international auxiliary. He wanted English to be everybody's speaking English. There's a quote here that says, "What the world needs most is about 1,000 more dead languages and 1 more alive." Which, to any person interested in linguistics, it's wow, that's sort of the antithesis of everything we're doing.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay, but your last one here, Globish. A, also known as parallel English. This form of English sprung from the simplified spelling movement in an effort to align English with its phonetic pronunciations. B, a trademarked form of English developed to promote the use of English by non-English speakers in business and trade environments. Or C, an experimental form of English that synthetically introduced an increasing number of loanwords and foreign language grammatical rules.
That last one is feeling good. It does feel the most globish.
That's feeling most Globish. Globish is a bad name. It's
Globish
a good name,
is bad.
but it's also bad.
Yeah.
I mean, C feels right to me.
I'm also going to say that.
You both got it wrong, which was really unfortunate because both A and B are true. So Globish actually refers to two separate English variants. One is parallel English and then one is Globish. And the first parallel English was just the introduction of English spelled simply with the new phonetic alphabet and sort of doing all the right phonetic sounds and the right letter combinations. That was presented in 1998. Parallel English. Yeah. A trademarked form of English developed to promote the use of English by non-English speakers in business and trade environments. That is a trademarked version of English called Globish that just makes it simpler. It's just this guy, this IBM exec was just hearing the way non-English speakers were speaking when at meetings and was just like, we got to come up with a kind of English where these people can speak it. And it's just like, but they're doing that already.
He's like, how can I make a pidgin language that no one speaks?
Yes.
That I make money off of.
Yeah.
I don't even really understand the trademark part. Like, that is bizarre to me.
Yeah.
How is that legal?
No idea. No idea. But you know what? Hey, guys, that's another year in Chump history.
It's another year. Cheery Chump, everybody.
Cheery Chump, everybody.
Cheery Chump.
Oh my God. How you guys feeling? You feeling good? Feeling like you're going to get on the chump.
I'm certainly still concerned about it. Yeah.
You should be. You always should be, because when I say that the Chump Chump deems you worthy, that is completely arbitrary. That is up to the Chump Chump.
And that is really, it's worthy in like he sees it, it sees it as a good thing. Like only the worthy will get this. And we're all just sort of out here like, I hope I'm not. I really hope I'm not worthy.
I'm concerned to like, for those who aren't worthy, do they have a worse fate?
Listen, Kyle, that's going to be next year's Chump.
It's too long for me to go without that knowledge. What if
maybe you'll find out earlier.
What if it's me?
Well, listen, hey, everybody. Thanks for celebrating another wonderful Chump with us.
Yeah.
Thanks for celebrating another year with us, with Butter No Parsnips, with the gang. Love having you here.
Thanks for coming.
And I think Kyle has some thoughts about the way he kind of wanted to take the end of this episode.
Well, you know, in classic style, Frosty Snowman style. Classic style.
Anytime you hear classic, if it's a salad dressing, that means in the style of Jimmy Durante's Frosty the Snowman.
Classic style. You can watch us on YouTube at Butter No Parsnips, ha-cha-cha-cha. And hey, I don't know if you know this, but you can hang out with us live at twitch.tv/Butter No Parsnips. Once a month, the B&P crew gets together for a grab bag of word nerdery like trivia, news, research, games, all kinds of linguistic fun, and putting a hat on the snowman for the magic purposes.
Now Emily's going to do Gilbert Gottfried.
No, I absolutely cannot. Give me a quieter one and maybe I'll do it.
Oh.
Carol Channing.
No, oh God, okay. And every stream closes with me, Kyle, and Seth working together to complete the Ubercross Abecedaria.
It's so good.
I want everyone to know that I have not heard Carol Channing speak. I've just heard Ryan Stiles from Whose Line's impression of Carol
I think
Channing.
she has been dead for over a decade at this point.
Working together to complete the Ubercross Abecedaria, the crossword designed by T. Campbell from episode 41, Locology, that has over 100,000 clues.
Right now, we're aiming for one of the last Tuesdays of the month. But if you want to be notified exactly when we go live, go follow us at twitch.tv/Butter No Parsnips. And you'll get an email the second we do.
It's really good, Seth. It's really good.
Are we going to keep this up or can we go back?
Yeah, go ahead.
And remember, you can find Butter No Parsnips on social media, on Facebook and Instagram at Butter No Parsnips Podcast, and on TikTok at Butter No Parsnips. And you can stay up to date on our streams by following us there too. And hey, if you like today's episode, consider giving us a 5-star rating or review wherever you heard us.
And if you really like today's episode, consider donating to our Patreon at patreon.com/butternoparsnips. Donating $5 or more gets you exclusive access to Buttered Parsnips, our after-hours podcast.
Which this year we're celebrating Chump for. It's a Chumpapalooza this month.
Whoa!
But hey, let's say thank you to some of those great people who are helping us out on Patreon.
Yeah.
Let's say thank you to Bloody Josephine,
Brian W.,
Beth D.,
KH,
Piper Pottery,
Gil the Gilded Dragon,
C. Mays,
Asa,
Edom Online,
Blackbird Broderie,
Sarah D.,
Heather B.,
Diane,
Crocist,
Lane S.,
Chris B.,
Karamuho,
Stephen I.,
Jessica M.,
Lori M.,
Pensive Primate,
Rob R.,
Day D.,
and Monica of Tot Music.
Thanks so much to all of you. You help us make what we make. And Kyle, you
And
do
with
have to
that,
read this.
I've been Emily Moore.
And I've been Kyle Imperator.
and I call myself Seth Glixman. And you have just listened to Butter No Parsnips. Butter No Parsnips is produced by Emily Moyers, Kyle Imperator, and myself, Seth Glixman. The main and accompanying themes were composed by Kyle Imperator.